So this is going to be a group question, and I'll start with you, Bradley, but what is that one piece of advice that you would give your younger self and why?
I think I've been buying some stock at a certain point, or property. Thinking about it, like time is your most important asset. And when you understand that, allotting your time to where you take time for yourself, whether it's your personal development, it's your friendships, and then you professionally. It's been said up here about how you can get all consumed with your work, but I think making sure that you take care of yourself and realizing, you can work 80 hours a week, but you don't ever get time back, whether it's finding something that you truly enjoy and kind of helping that to define. And to always just be honest with yourself. If you have a gut reaction about something, you should go with that gut reaction, whether you think it's right for yourself or your business or your colleagues. I think trying to nail that down, what you really think, and go with that, because that's why you've been put in the position that you are. You have to make hard decisions. The other one is don't be afraid to tell people no. And controversy is not comfortable, or confrontation, whether it's with another employee that you're working with that you may have to let go, and you just have to understand that it's not comfortable, but not just running away from things like that and doing hard things. Hard things make leaders. That's why you get put in the position that you do, because you've learned how to do those. So I think knowing those things.
So thank you. And I love you said, don't be afraid to tell people no. And that really segues into the next panel. We are in the South, and people are much more polite here than, people are much more frank and direct up north. So how do you tell people no? Sorry, I know you weren't expecting this one.
Well, honestly, I worked in the governor's office at one time, and I became really artful. And there's like 10 ways you can tell people no. Like, I'm going to send this to somebody else and let them get back to you. Or sometimes it's just a hard no, or you blame it on, well, the governor doesn't want to do this. I'm sorry, you can go talk to him. But I do think being artful about it and explaining people the no, like either this was not on our agenda, it was too late, we can't afford it, just kind of being upfront with people about why, but not, to your point, not shirking it and being like, well, let me just get back to you. No, just give them an answer and explain why, and then it is what it is.
Thank you. All right. Alex, that one piece of advice that you would give your younger self?
Mine is kind of simple. If you want to do something, do it, especially when you're young. I'm not saying drop all your responsibilities, but do your research and do it. Don't wait on your parents, your friends, or anybody to really support you, because most of the time they may support you a little bit, but they won't really support you until they start seeing some successes for it. So if you really have something on your heart that you want to do, that you're thinking about, you've done your research, take that step and do it. That's what I had to do to get to Puerto Rico. I was able to build my hotels out there, and everybody was telling me no. So I just had to make that step and do it, and that has worked for me. One other thing, if I can say it, is you look at people and then you start to realize that nobody really knows what they're doing. It could be a CEO, it could be a janitor, it could be me. Nobody really knows what they're doing. They may know a little bit or think they have an idea of what they're doing, but we're all out here struggling together. So don't get demotivated about anything, because none of us know.
I think I would tell my younger self to take his PTO time. Yeah, I take my job very seriously. I am passionate about it, put a lot into it, but you also have to take time for yourself. At the end of the day, while it is serious work and I take it seriously, I'm not saving lives, and sometimes you can take a breath and kind of center yourself and remind yourself that this is not, heart surgery. At least, maybe there's a heart surgeon out there. But in our case, if one of our teammates has a doctor's appointment or something, I think in some workplaces it'd be this huge ordeal to try to carve out time for that. But I try to make a space where that's easy for people. And so I guess I would tell my younger self to prioritize that.
Mine's very similar to Bradley's. Conflict is inevitable, and if you can figure out how to gracefully have hard conversations now, I think you'll be unstoppable. I haven't figured it out, but this is my advice for you. I just think it's a superpower when you can do that really well. And also never rely on a man to pay your bills. Anything else?